I wasn't sure if I got it on my end, and I thought it was just me, but I couldn't, it didn't look like it recorded. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We won't go through it again. We'll just say that welcome to the presentation by AI Media for the Veep Captioning Initiative. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Claire, and she can introduce her team and we'll get going from there. And thank you, Kristen.
Hello, everyone. I did put in the chat panel the separate AI live link to captioning, but captions should also be available if you hover and get the bottom menu on Zoom. There should be a button that says show CC captions, and you can click there and show the live captions during the meeting here. I'm Claire. I am the account manager for anyone that uses the services under this Veep contract. I'm in our key accounts department, and I've been with the company almost 6 years now. And I'm here with my manager, Jared, who will also be doing some of the presentations. So Jared, if you want to say hi.
Hi, everyone. It's nice to see a lot of you. I know Lori and Kristen and Corey, seen each other in a few meetings, and then I think a few people that are new. So hello to everyone. And, we appreciate the opportunity to present as part of our Veep contract and some of the services and features and platforms that we have to make captioning and really accessibility as a whole easier, to implement. So with that, we have a nice little PowerPoint slide deck that will take you through. And then at the end, we do have our live booking portal that I will show. It's easier to show it as a separate share screen as opposed to slides on a PowerPoint or screenshots on a PowerPoint, which are pretty blurry, to be honest. So it's going to be a little bit of a two-parter, if you don't mind. So with that, I will share my screen and we will get started. Actually, Lori, if you were the host, I need to screen share. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Didn't have enough to eat for lunch, I guess, or maybe too much.
Okay, so we do have our slide deck up. Hopefully everyone can see it. We just have our opening slide here. Again, I'm Jared Jansen, the GM of Key Accounts for AI Media. I've been with AI Media for 2 years and joined AI Media from an acquisition that AI Media did of our company, Caption IT. And so overall, I've been in the industry for 12 years now, in regards to providing captioning and various access services. So with that, we will cover just high level our organization. So AI Media is based in the US, and really our first line of contacts for all of our clients are the key accounts team, which is myself and Claire are a part of, but we're really focused on that customer success element. So ultimately all of our clients need access services, and we're here to make sure that expectations are met. You have a good client experience and your consumers have a good client or consumption experience. And so Claire will be the direct account manager as part of this contract, and myself as well in support. And from there we have various teams that really help us accomplish that, one being our live services team. Really what they do is they process bookings, they assign providers, and ultimately are responsible for the delivery and execution of these events. And so, we have various subsections of our services team, one being the coordinators that kind of do a lot of general work. We have the urgent team, which is the quick reaction, troubleshooting, on the fly type of stuff. and then our resources team, which is responsible for all of the staffing and putting together that little beautiful puzzle that can be a schedule and coverage throughout the year. And then, of course, we have other supporting teams such as finance. We have our recorded media team. We have a training team. We have, our training team that does continuous development, upskilling, and quality control. So a number of different teams that all play a part in serving our clients. Our services, we really just want to highlight really quick that are a part of this Veep contract. And really at the core of it is live English captioning. And, also as a part of that, we do have machine translation, which really takes that English caption stream and you can choose a language. So if you want to add Spanish, if you want to add French, if you want to add 50 languages, you can do so. And it's available, through AI translation on our AI Live platform, which is our main vehicle that gets captions from our captioner to the end consumer. So live services, live captioning is really the core. And then we also do have our recorded media side, which is closed captioning files and transcription. So if you have videos, any offline content that you would like to have a caption file for or a transcript for, such as a Word doc, then we do have a platform that you can upload your video and choose what you would like, which we'll go through that a little bit later. But those are really the two sections of our core offerings for the Veep contract. And for this next slide, I will kick it over to Claire.
Yes, I just wanted to talk a little bit about getting started with us. Our information, as Lori mentioned, is on the Veep site. So to get started, you would just email me or call me, whichever works best for you. And just be sure to reference that Veep contract when you are reaching out so that we make sure everything falls under the correct billing entity. We will also send you like a welcome packet that has some of our billing information and just general information about the company. And then we'll also ask you to fill out a form that gives us some of your general information, like points of contact and your address and billing information. And then we'll also work on getting you set up with our live booking portal so that you can book events and manage your events there. And we'll decide if you need administrative access to the portal or if some people may just need individual access to the portal. And the differences there are that admin settings allow a person to see all of the events under that umbrella of a client. And if they are in as an individual, they will only see the events that they put in themselves. So the admin can see everything and individuals can only see what they put in. And kind of piggybacking on that is we can put accounts in as centralized or decentralized in our system. So we typically base that on billing entity, but can also do just your personal preference in what works best for you. So centralized accounts would go in our system with one main point of contact and other people would be listed as consumers. We do have an extensive note section where if other people needed to be listed as contacts, we could add them in as well, but it would still just be that one main person that we would be reaching out to with any account questions. And then decentralized accounts would each have their own main point of contact. So that would be for different branches or departments at one school. So if you have somebody heading up CART services for the English department and somebody heading them up for science, then they could each have their own branch in our system. And they can also have other individuals listed as consumers. And if the accounts are decentralized in our live booking portal, we can still put a person as an admin for multiple branches in the system. So if you wanted one person to be able to see all of the branches and all of the information and events that they've booked, we can set that up as well.
Yeah, and really we understand that all organizations are different. They have different preferences. They want to consume different services. That's all great. And really what we're here for is to, set up the accounts that you need and set it up appropriately, that whatever works for your organization.
I think you skipped a slide.
I skipped a slide. Thank you.
So the basic process for booking services, kind of from start to finish, would be that you'll reach out to me and we'll get that live booking portal set up for you. And then you will place a request through the booking portal, and we'll just ask for basic information, the title, the dates and times, your time zone. We will need an audio connection so that our captioner can listen in and hear what's going on in the meeting or the class. So typically that is a Zoom link or a Skype call or a Teams link, just whatever works best for you to make sure that we can hear what's going on in the room. And then we'll also ask for a point of contact if we need to get in touch with someone during the event. And then also prep materials for our provider. Prep materials are important because they help make sure that the accuracy is as high as it can be. It allows our captioners to know the spellings ahead of time and specific names and places. And prep materials can be added through the portal, or if you are able to, you can add us to your Canvas or Blackboard or whatever your school platform may be, where professors share that information with students. And if we can gain access to that, then our providers can check that before each class and familiarize themselves with the materials. So once that is booked in our system, you will get a notification that we received the request and that we're working on it. And then you'll also be notified once we have coverage for the class. The live booking portal does have the most up-to-date information. So if there were any schedule changes or provider changes or anything like that, you can just log into the portal and see that information there as well. Next, students would, when class is actually happening, students would connect to the audio link that you've provided to us. And we do recommend that the student uses a Bluetooth microphone that's hooked to their computer. And that just allows us to have the clearest audio possible. So in some instances, in larger classrooms, we would recommend a lapel microphone that the professor would wear as they're giving their lecture. And in a smaller classroom with probably 20, 25 students or less, we would recommend a desktop omnidirectional microphone that would pick up the audio in the entire room.
Claire, can I ask a quick question? This is Corey from
Yes.
George Mason. Sorry about that.
No worries.
It is not uncommon for students to be using CART for the very first time, some students. Do you guys allow for kind of like a demo session? Is it possible to schedule demo sessions or anything like that before a student actually starts to use the service?
Yes, absolutely. We have an instructional video that does walk through all the steps of AI Live and how they'll get set up there. But if any student or faculty member needs a walkthrough or a refresher or anything like that, I'm happy to jump on a call and make sure that everything is as set as possible before the actual services begin. Or if you need it after services have already began and you just want to make sure that everything's working properly, we can do that as well.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Claire, can I ask one other quick question?
Yes.
Is AI Live, is that strictly artificial intelligence, or is there human intervention with it?
No, the AI Live is just the name of our company. That would be human-based captioning. So the AI Live is just the name of the captioning link. It doesn't have anything to do with artificial intelligence.
Yeah, I'll just add on the AI in AI media is access innovation as opposed to artificial intelligence. So yeah, AI media and then AI Live, our branded platform, is indeed human delivery. And then of course we have AI recorded as our recorded media platform. So there's a little common motif with the AI within our platforms.
Thank you.
Yes, so once the students are set with the audio and our captioner or interpreter or whoever is also on the line, the student would open up their AI Live profile. So each student will have an AI Live account created for them, and they can go in and see their schedule. They can see their captioning links for that day, and they can also view all of their past transcripts. So they would sign into their AI Live account, and they would click the captioning link for that specific class. And then the captioning link will pop up like the link that I put in the chat earlier. And then the transcript will be available after class in their AI Live account. And then you'll receive the invoice after services have taken place. So you might be on a monthly or weekly billing cycle, which is your choice. And you'll receive, like you would receive all of December's invoice at the beginning of January if you were on a monthly billing cycle. And then also just noting our cancellation policy is 24 business day hours ahead of the start time. So you have to have an event canceled outside of that 24 business day hours, or it will be billable in full for the scheduled amount of time. And that's the same if a class ends early, you'll still be billed for that full amount of time that it was scheduled for, even if it ends early. So this is just going to go into our portal a little more. And then, like Jared mentioned, we will be doing a live demonstration of the portal as well. So I'll get you set up on the live booking portal, and you can tell me who else needs to be set up within your client name or each branch. And we'll get that set up, and then I'll send you a user guide that has step-by-step instructions of how to place requests through the portal. And then if you ever need assistance while you're booking, if you're having any trouble, you can reach out to me or our service coordinators, and we can walk you through that process or answer any questions that you might have.
So we'll walk through the live booking portal right after this PowerPoint slide, but here's a couple little snapshots that give you a flavor. And of course, there's a full user guide with the link you go to. So these are just some snapshots, some blurry snapshots, a little bit to give you a flavor. So we'll skip through these, just quickly. But again, this kind of gives you a little visual into our portal.
Yeah, and then this slide is just a little bit more about our AI Live captioning platform. It is customizable for the viewer, so they can change the font size, color, the background color. They can even change the speed at which captions come onto the screen, or as fast or slow as they scroll. So it is customizable for the viewer to their own personal preference, and it only changes what they see on the screen. So if multiple people are watching the same captioning link, they could each change their own view. And AI Live also has a captioner chat feature where the student or consumer can reach out to the captioner and ask any questions, or if something's being spelled wrong, they can give the correct spelling there. Whatever information they'd like to give to the captioner. They could even say, we're going to have a quiz and there will be no sound for 15 minutes, but we're coming back afterwards, just to let the captioner know. And then this is just what the AI Live platform looks like when captions are scrolling. That is our default setting, but like I said, you can adjust it to your own personal preference. And then after the class, the student or consumer can go to their AI Live account and their transcripts will be available for download there.
And we'll make these slides available after, but you can see there is a demo link. It's a looping demo, so at any time you can click on that and you'll see the looping demo and you can play around with the settings and give, kind of a feel for it and, really at your convenience.
Claire or Jared, how long are those transcripts available? This is Kristen, by the way, sorry.
1 year.
And it is customizable. So if you want them available for only a week or 3 months or 6 months, it is customizable in that sense, because we know that, how important security can be and but also up to a year as well. So it is customizable.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was really on the live side of things, so now going into our other section with, what we have on the Veep contract is our, what we call recorded media. So really caption files, transcripts from a video, an offline video that say you'll post on YouTube or any platform, that you like. We have a platform for that, AI recorded. And what we really try to do is make it simple. So really, we understand that there are some organizations that just want live only. We have some that just do recorded work, some that do both. So, really, it's, we want to work with you to have that solution. And so, Claire can get you set up with an account that, we make it really easy. So you have your account, all the rates are loaded, and, you can then upload videos to our AI recorded portal. And really, it's as simple as uploading video. By default, the language will be English. You can choose if you want a caption file, a transcript, and really, if you choose a caption file, by default, you get both that go along with it. You choose your turnaround time, 24, 48, or 96 hours, or AKA 1, 2, or 4 days. So those are the 3 options. And then you do have, there's a little bit of an upload limit, which isn't uncommon. You can do a bulk upload of 10 files. There is a 4 GB max per file, it's a pretty big file if you exceed 4 GB. So really, we don't run into really any issues there. If you have a bunch of big files, we always have a workaround that we can just work with you to get that accomplished. And there's also a place that you can reference a PO number if needed, or any other things. And here's another visual of how you would place an order. Language, UK English is on here, but this of course would be defaulted to US English, and then you can see your product type, turnaround time, and then of course where you would upload your files. And then you could add supporting documents like PowerPoints or word lists or anything that we would need to know regarding creating a caption file or transcript of that video. And then Once the order is complete, you do get email or you're emailed with a link to download the file. You can log into your account, you can view the status. So we just list some useful links, but otherwise very straightforward to see the progress and to receive your files or your Word docs. So we touched on the live piece, and we will go back to the live booking portal, and then we touched on the recorded piece. We kind of wanted to just tie it in on really what we feel is the AI media advantage, and also touch on a little bit of our roadmap, because we're always looking to improve our services, our products, and really kind of drive access services forward. And so not all of these are a part of the Veep contract, but they are available for what we do. But we do have proprietary platforms and technology. So AI Live is our own platform. It's not a third-party platform. We own it. We host it. We do have AI Recorded, right? It's not third-party. It's our own. We host it. We control that platform. But we do have a number of different solutions for live captioning, which is really at the core of what we do. So we do have premium, which is our most common, right? So our human delivered captions that we do for classes, we do for events, we do for sporting events, really everything across the board. We do have our Smart Lexi, which Lexi is our own proprietary automatic speech recognition captions, which we do curated and customized dictionaries and topic models that kind of blends the uniqueness of human intervention and curation with AI technology and caption generation that way. And then we do have Lexi, which is our ASR caption solution as well. And we have these available throughout all of our products. We can do it in the classroom setting via AI Live, which has audio capabilities. So it does have the ability to connect to a microphone. You can generate audio that way and get Lexi or Smart Lexi captions. So it's able to take a little more control and a little bit more on the self-service type workflow. And in addition to all of these, we do have obviously our live booking portal, which is our proprietary platform and technology. But we're always looking to move the needle and constantly adding features and integrations into our scheduling portals, into our platforms. And then of course we do make hardware and software encoders that are able to generate captions or be that conduit generating captions to for broadcast television, sporting events, and then really taking all of these different products and features and developing packages. And so we just kind of rolled out a sports package that we utilize for universities to make their arenas or their whether it's a football field, stadiums, make that accessible with their scoreboards, or really any kind of combination that we can bundle to solve access services is really what we're geared towards. So it's a little bit of our advantage, a little bit of our roadmap, and all in that vein, trying to make access services cost effective and widespread and easy as well. So and then a little snapshot on our contact sheet. We have a full contact sheet that we make available as really as part of that whole onboarding process. So just kind of gives you a flavor, with Claire and myself listed, a few of our managers on the live services side and resourcing, plus our recorded media manager. But a full contact sheet is provided as well. So with that is our PowerPoint. I can either stop for questions if anybody has any, or I can jump into demoing and showing our live booking portal that's used for scheduling live services.
Anybody, any questions? I guess it's
No.
jumping in. Oh, Corey.
I just said no. No,
Okay.
I said no.
So I guess Jared, jump right in.
All right, we will jump right in and let me reshare. Okay. So this is our live booking portal, and it does have SSO. So I actually do love not having to put in a password if your organization has SSO. So I have way too many passwords, which I'm sure like many of you have the same. But here, you can see that there's a lot of features, frequently asked questions, and as you scroll down, it gives you a little bit more information on the live booking portal, emergency context. What is AI Live? A lot of these frequently asked questions, a little bit about us, which we have touched on. So I won't spend too much time on this landing page. You can see, and we're happy to provide and do any one-on-one demos as well. But I will go ahead and sign in. Okay, so this is really, once you're signed in, this is your landing page. And I'm going to just adjust. 1 second. Okay, so you can see really simple, really straightforward. So this is your landing page. I haven't scheduled anything, so I have no upcoming bookings, but you can filter your view. So you can see any that are currently running, any that have completed, or any that you canceled. And of course, there's a nice search feature that you can quickly find any one of the bookings you may have placed. But to schedule a new event, you just go to add new booking, and we try to make it easy where, there are little nuances based upon what you are trying to schedule. So, classes, have, little nuances, and they're repeatable. And they do differ from, say, a meeting or event, or a live stream where you're using a different platform, a different setup. So for this instance, to demo it, we'll just select education class. And so here you'll see a drop-down box for remote captioning. We do have Smart Lexi, we have VRI, we do have remote text interpreting, and these are all customizable. So really what we would do is, part of our onboarding and really getting the solutions in place that you need is we can customize it. So if you're only doing remote captioning, we can make that simple and just have that. Or if you want to do VRI and remote captioning, we can have those be the only options. Or of course, if you want all the options, you can get all the options. But again, try to make it easy, plugging in your title. So for this purpose, I'll just say Jared Test, the unit code. We'll put that, your organization and billing entity. Those will be default to your organization. So nothing to do there. Go ahead and just click next. Your time zone will be defaulted to your location. So for this case, it is not defaulted to mine, which is Central Time. But I guess for this, we just scroll, and for the sake of not going through this whole thing, I'll just select this time zone, plug in your date, click on this handy little calendar, and I'll plug in for tomorrow. Simply select the time. We're going to do an evening class. Going to be tomorrow evening. And then here's the frequency of it. Is it just one-off? Will this be every day? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? So you can select a recurring instance. So we'll say this is each week. And what's nice about really when you're selecting semester classes is you can end after 12 sessions or by a date. So we know our semester is going to go and run it till May 16th. So we select next. And then we can set the frequency. So it's going to run every Thursday, but you know what? We have, a holiday that falls on a Thursday, or, it is spring break. So we know that, for instance, our spring break is going to fall on March 16th this year. So we would just go ahead and add an exception, or you can open your calendar that shows, okay, these are all the dates that it's going to run. We want to accept any dates. So it really allows for some customization and book series really very easily. And then just adding booking details. Would you like a transcript? Captain file will be made available to download after your session. And then any prep materials, and then booking notes, anything we need to know. Like Claire said, maybe it's going to be, if this was a one-off, it's going to be a test. So there may be gaps in the audio, or, the student may be running late, or, whatever the case is, they're booking notes that allow our coordinators and our service providers to get a little bit more information on either a series or an individual event. Click next. And then you can set your audio source. If we wanted to do, say, everything's going to be on Zoom, such as this event, we would select Zoom. We have our Zoom booking details. You can always put those in. If we don't have them, simply uncheck that, and we can plug them in later. Which, in this pretend education class, I do not have my Zoom details, so I will uncheck that. Keep going. And now, where are we going to display our captions? Again, all of these choices are customizable. So, you can, depending on your platform, so if you have Zoom, you can choose to have your captions show up in AI Live, which is our proprietary platform. And, really what most clients utilize. Or you can have them, like in this case, show up in both, where we have our captions in Zoom. We also have them in AI Live. And so, again, this is customizable. Try not to overly complicate it, but it gives you an idea and some control over, like your captions to show up. So we will select them having AI Live and Zoom. And then, of course, if you just want them in AI Live, simply delete that, and they will just show up in AI Live. Click next. We are confirming our booking. Finish. And now we have the series. You can see we have 18 sessions scheduled. Click on that. You can see them all. And then, of course, we have little features where you can duplicate it. You can edit, or you can go ahead and cancel the session. So this is again, it's fully customizable to your preferences, to your options, what you'd like to see, and it does give you control over adding events, changing events. So really this is something that we're thrilled to be able to offer, and it was something that was rolled out just within the last 6 months. And so far the feedback has been fantastic, and we welcome any and all client feedback, that things you would like to see, things we can do better. Really any and all feedback is welcome. So I'll pause there. If anyone has any questions or would like to see anything within the live booking portal, please let me know. Otherwise, I can stop sharing my screen and take other questions.
No questions as far as I can tell.
Okay.
Looks very user-friendly.
All righty. Do you have any questions for us, Jared or Claire?
I don't think so. One thing that we are doing is we are working through our registration. We had a slight little delay with support on getting that up and running, but I guess that's not a question, more of we're working on it, and it should be resolved shortly. We're just waiting on help desk from the folks over there. But otherwise, I think that we're very excited to get started. I think we have a lot of really cool and new technologies that we can offer, and we really, again, just appreciate the opportunity to be a part of the VEEP initiative, and really help all organizations and universities with captioning, with interpreting, whatever it may be.
It sounds great. So with that, any questions from the audience?
I just had one last question, actually, and you probably touched this, but when you're talking about smart ASR, is the human intervention part only the dictionaries, or does that involve any of the cleanup as well?
That's just in the dictionary.
Just in the dictionary side of it. Okay. All
Curation.
right.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
All righty. So if there's no more questions, thank you very much for your presentation today, and this will be posted on your page in the VEEP Captioning Initiative website. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.